Hey guys, it's Owl's Dragon, and first of all, I just want to thank you guys for the support on my videos and for hitting 50 subscribers. It means a lot and motivates me to make more content, but anyway, let's get into the video. Can you beat Skyrim with only an iron dagger? Just kidding, like always, here's the rules first. Number 1, I can only wield the iron dagger, no dual wielding daggers, magic, etc. Number 2, I can only heal by using food, no spells or potions. Number 3, I can use shouts, but only because I need to use some to beat the game, like clear skies. And finally, number 4, I can't use a companion except for ones that are mandatory, like Delphine or Esbern. So let's actually get into the video. So we started out as a prisoner heading to our execution, and we see the first meme on this ride.
You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right?
Once we get to Helgen, we get to make our character, so I make a Nord because the Empire is trash, and give him the perfect name. After that, we see the second meme of this challenge, and go to get our head chopped off, but oh wow, Pete the Dragon came to save us.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries, what do you see?
And because I'm having none of that dragon shit, I just run through the place until we head inside the keep with Ralof. Inside, I desecrate a corpse and wait for Ralof to handle some baddies until one of them has an iron dagger to start this challenge. Also, because you only get the best on this channel, I switched the difficulty from Apprentice to Adept to make this way harder. And after killing some more Imperial scum, spiders, and a bear, we make it out of Helgen. When we leave Helgen, we see Pete flying above, and we head for the next town, Riverwood. In Riverwood, we head to Girder to get some help, and she's like, bruh, go to Whiterun. And I'm like, I got you. So after gathering supplies, we make our way to Whiterun. On our way, we find a giant, so we destroy it with the iron dagger and make it to Whiterun. Once we make it to Dragon's Reach to the Jarl's castle, we talk to the Jarl about sending help to Riverwood. And he's like, okay, but what's a dragon? So his wizard tells us to go through this dungeon to find a stone that says what a dragon is. So of course, we head to Bleak Falls Barrow to get it. After we make it to Bleak Falls Barrow, we take care of a few bandits before getting to the first puzzle. But I have absolutely no idea what to do, so after googling the answer, we head further down into the dungeon. Once we get further down, we run into our first problem. There's a huge ass spider that obliterates me over and over. But eventually I get lucky enough to get into level up, which heals me so I can take it down. After we take care of the spider, we slaughter the reason I have trust issues and head further into the dungeon, where we meet our first Draugr and we take them down without much of a fight. After taking down a bunch, we make it to our first door puzzle, and I think it's kinda sad that I know the answer by heart. But we make it in and meet our second problem, a Draugr Overlord. I found that hit and run strategies work the best, and after a few tries, I beat him and took the dragon Wikipedia page. We then head back to Whiterun to give Sovngarde the Wikipedia page, but then oh no, a dragon is attacking, so we end up going to save the day once again. So after we round up some men with Earleth, we head for the Western Watchtower to beat the shit out of a dragon. This takes me a few tries, but with the help of Earleth, we take it down no problem and realize that we're Dragonborn. Then we head back to Dragon's Reach, and the Jarl is like, okay, now go to High Hrothgar to meet this cult. So we go to the 7,000 steps after a long journey on horseback. Since I'm not feeling like getting destroyed by a troll, I just use my horse to climb the 7,000 steps, which makes it way easier. But eventually we make it to High Hrothgar and meet with the Greybeards. Once we get inside, we meet Arngeir, who speaks for the trees. Whoops, I mean the Greybeards. And after teaching us some neat shouts, they're like, okay, you can go to another dungeon and get a neat horn. And because we don't know how to say no, we head for the next dungeon. Inside the dungeon, we run into some mages, which turned out to be quite the challenge, but eventually we managed to beat them. But less than 30 seconds later, we run into some restless Draugr, which took me even more tries to beat. But again, after stealing some food from the mages, we take them down. After taking them down, we head further into the dungeon and take down some more Draugr, with some difficulty, but we make it through in a few tries, until we reach an even deeper part which is filled with skeletons, but luckily for us, skeletons are way easier to defeat. After we take care of the spooky, scary skeletons, we solve some puzzles and make it to the horn. But oh no, the horn is gone, and it's in Riverwood. So since we can't disappoint their Lorax, Arngeir, we had to get it back. In Riverwood, we head to the inn and meet Delphine, but then she shows us her secret base thing and tells us we have to kill a dragon to prove that we're Dragonborn, instead of, I don't know, shouting, so we head to the dragon in Kynesgrove. This dragon was easily taken down first try, maybe because of Delphine's help or luck, but we literally destroy it and she's like, oh my god, you really are Dragonborn. This would have been a lot easier if I just shouted, but yup, I'm Dragonborn. After the dragon, we head back to Riverwood, where Delphine tells us we need to break into the Thalmor embassy with the help of Malborn, a wood elf who can help us sneak our gear inside. So before going, I steal every bit of food in that inn and head to Solitude to meet Malborn. Inside Solitude, we see a poor guy get decapitated and head off. Get it? Head off, wink, to the inn to meet Malborn. We give him everything we own, including the clothes on our back, and head to the stables to meet Delphine and go to the embassy. When we get inside the embassy, we flirt with a really tall elf lady and get everybody distracted by bribing a drunk, so we can sneak off to get our stuff and kill some elves. But of course, beforehand, I steal every bit of food for the challenge ahead. The Thalmor turn out to be quite the challenge, but after a bunch of tries, we end up defeating them and run past some more to get to the next building. Also, I'm just gonna give a tip, save as often as you can, trust me. The elves inside the next building only take me one try because of my food and hit and run tactics, so I head for the jail to find information on the Thalmor. Inside the jail, we find some information, but then, oh no, they have Malborn and they're gonna kill him. But the two elves I simply cannot beat, but the only way out is locked and they have the key. But since I'm big brain, I save right behind them and pickpocket the key and haul ass. As a little revenge for the countless times they killed me, I watch a troll ripped into pieces. After we make it out of the embassy, we head back to Riverwood. In Riverwood, Delphine says we should go find Esbern and Riften because he can be of some help. So we head to Riften to get information on Esbern from Papa Brynjolf. Before we can get any information though, he wants us to steal a ring and place it on somebody. But we don't have any lockpicks, so I tried leaving and coming back to see if I failed or something, but guess what? A whole ass dragon comes in to mess up the town, so we take care of it. Eventually we manage to pickpocket a lockpick from somebody and plant the ring, and then Papa Brynjolf says he's in the Ratway, which is the sewer, so we dive on in and take care of some lowlives, until some guy tries to fist us to death, so we steal his gloves and continue on. The final lowlife I decide to spare because he runs away, but that turns out to be a mistake because he comes back with an axe and tries to kill us. Lesson learned, kill everyone you meet. We head further down the Ratway until we meet some Thalmor, who we take down to get to Esbern. We finally find Esbern, and after some convincing, he lets us in after unlocking several locks. And we leave together to go back to Riverwood. Once we get back, we ruin a reunion between him and Delphine, and then he's like, okay, time to go look at a wall. So we head for the next dungeon. When we make it to the next dungeon, there's a dragon and a shit ton of Forsworn, so I'm like, nope, and run inside as quick as I can. Once inside, there's a few Forsworn I have to deal with, but once again, it's quite the challenge, but eventually I beat them. Luckily for us, the rest of the dungeon is ridiculously easy puzzles, and we make it to Pete the Dragon's Wall. Esbern tells us at the wall that a shout was used to take down Alduin, so we head back to the Lorax and he teaches us a new shout to meet his master, Papa Paarthurnax. After we learn the new shout, we climb up the throat of the world, and when we make it to the top, it turns out Paarthurnax is a bit of a masochist, so we set him on fire, which really gets him off. So after helping him out with his fetish, he tells us to go to the College of Winterhold to learn about an Elder Scroll. Once we make it to the college, we talk to the librarian about the Elder Scrolls, and we learn that some crazy guy is living in an iceberg, and he knows where the scroll is. So we go to talk to Septimus Cygnus, and he tells us to go to a dwarven ruin to find it. Once we make it to the ruin, there are some dwarven spiders that really mess me up, but since I had a level up, I got through them with enough luck. Further in, we meet a Khajiit that tries to kill us, but after he destroys me multiple times, I decide to be big brain and lead him to a dwarven sphere, which messes him up enough to kill him. After killing some spider workers and running into some Thalmor, I come up with a brilliant strategy of running for my life. With the help of all the wine and meat I stole, which recovers stamina, I run past literally everything and make it to the Elder Scrolls chamber. This was surprisingly more heart-racing than trying to fight because of all the danger I had to avoid. Inside the chamber, I solve a puzzle by pushing a whole bunch of random buttons, and then wow, we get an Elder Scroll. I feel like this should have been hyped more because even the Wikipedia page was more exciting than that. But after getting it, we head back to the throat of the world to read it. When we read it, we see some guys fighting Pete, and we learn a shout that we can use to defeat him. Sadly, we have to fight Pete after reading it, which I was criminally unprepared for. So we immediately haul ass back to Whiterun to steal a whole bunch of food. After stealing the entire Whiterun food supply, we head back to fight him, but it still isn't enough and we fail miserably. So this time we'll come back prepared. I sharpen my iron dagger to get a little more damage from it, and I go get some Stormcloak officer armor, because a little rule I made for myself is that I wanted to beat it in only Stormcloak armor. After getting these things and more food, we head back to face him. this time prepared, and we take him down. So yeah, we destroy him and win this challenge. Just kidding, he went to heaven to kill people, so we gotta go stop him there.
My city.
In order to go to heaven, we have to have a sick ride, so we go to Whiterun to ask to capture a dragon in his castle, and he's like, only if you can end this war. So that's what we do. We go to Solitude and Windhelm to talk to Ulfric and Tullius about a peace meeting in High Hrothgar.
Very well.
Eventually, they both agree to it, and we head back to High Hrothgar to sit there for literally 20 minutes while they discuss terms, but eventually the war stops and we go back to Dragon's Reach to catch a dragon. At Dragon's Reach, we catch Odahviing and we force him to fly us to the last dungeon. Once we make it there are 2 dragons and a shit ton of Draugr, so I use the same strategy of running and make it inside. Once inside, we just run past, and since I'm big brain, I solve the puzzles while running, which is extremely hard to do, but I eventually make it through and make it to Sovngarde after sprinting past a dragon priest. Once in Sovngarde, we have to fight a behemoth of a man in order to enter the mead hall. He was probably the biggest challenge of this challenge, but eventually with enough running and luck, we beat him and make it inside the hall. Once inside, we meet the warriors from the Elder Scroll who help us take down Alduin. After clearing the fog, we fight Alduin and he goes down way too easily, like in under 5 minutes. So yeah, let's answer the question. Can you beat Skyrim with only an iron dagger? Yes, you can, but honestly, it was quite hard, but I still recommend it if you're looking for the challenge. Real quick though, I wanted to say I did come up with this idea, but I saw someone else had done something similar, but his was a stream and not anything like what I did here. But regardless, I'll leave his video in the description. And as always, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks again on 50 subscribers, guys. It gives me a lot of motivation to keep making videos. Also, if you have a challenge idea you'd like to see me try, comment down below and I might give it a shot.